way to your mat. Here we go. We're going to start with a bit of tiptoes and heels. As always, you have options. You could be doing the funny walk instead, or you could do a bit of both. We're just gently rocking backwards and forwards into a nice steady rhythm. Feeling the floor beneath and how the feet are rolling over. Oh, I'm just going to adjust the camera a little bit, slightly off. Keep going. It's better. I'll cut my head up otherwise. Okay, and just feeling that little ache as it comes into the feet after a bit of rocking, just acknowledging it there for a moment. But still rocking for a little bit. It's good to strengthen all the muscles of the feet and ankles, the calves, all the muscles that keep the feet nice and stable. And then when it all becomes a bit too much, we just bring it to stillness and just notice it and take a breath in. And as you breathe out, let the feet spread. Ooh. Lovely. Then we'll move on to the hands. So just getting this sense of grounding that comes when we come back to our body. And I do recommend this as a really good technique, when you're having one of those very distracting days, to just practice anything at all that brings you awareness into your body. Somebody was telling me yesterday that they squeeze their butt cheeks as a way of bringing themselves back to their body, which I found quite funny. So pinching the tips of the fingers, really good. Pressing the thumb into the hand, really nice. You can also remember stretching and squeezing. That's also really nice. Or drawing these outlines, a little bit lighter touch, but still nice. Or just stroking the palms, whatever works. And it changes. And it's quite nice sometimes to change what you do just to give the body a bit of a surprise. And then we've got the hands here. We take a breath. And as we breathe out, just feeling the hands and the feet at the same time. And just finding that moment as we come back in. Okay, so we've been doing this one recently where we've got the hand at the back here and we're pushing the jaw into the hand. And release. But again, you might find your favorite one. So if we get this one was a favorite for a while, where we were pulling up the cheeks and drawing down the jaw. That's also one. We had that one with the tongue, drawing a line up and down. And instead of stroking, which is always a very popular one, but you can also tap. So lots and lots of different options to get that mouth nice and awake. And then we're feeling the feet, the hands, and just letting the jaw drop. Lovely. And so, having that moment to feel feet, hands, and face all together, and feeling that familiar feeling coming up now. And then we can bring the hands into position, and we're breathing in and looking up and back. Opening the chest, seeing how that feels, how tight is it? And then as you breathe out, forward bend again, nice and slowly. The first stretch to see how you feel. Breathing in, we're looking up, flattening the back, and then we're coming down breastbone first, and then let go. Relax the jaw. Take a step back with one leg. Oh, get the tree there. And we're leaning into this front, leaving the leg behind. Like a big, big tail, engaging the core as you come up. Breathing in, reaching up. And then bringing the hands down. Again, another little push to the floor for that extra little stretch at the end there. And then bringing the hands over and it's plank pose. Getting that heart rate up. Feeling the beating of the heart. Don't forget to take nice deep breaths and to engage the core. Pick up your marble. Feel the connections from the hands down to the belly button. And once the heart rate's up, remember we can bend the elbows and come down, palm upon palm. Bring the hands to the forehead, relax those arms down and gentle bottom roll. And so we're getting into a nice steady rhythm. Finding a tune, drum beat, anything. Just to be moving to. And you can just bring it to stillness. Just noticing the response in the body, reminding ourselves of how it feels to let those legs go. You can use that feeling later. And then we'll bring the hands around, ready for a squeeze of the adrenal glands. So we're breathing in, looking up, nice big squeeze, and then pushing through. Leaving the hands where they are, stretching out of the wrist, elbows, shoulders. Feeling that tightness in the upper body. And then giving that a little bit of a rock. So using the hands, rocking side to side to open out. Letting that stretch happen afterwards. And then we're going to bring the hands a little bit closer in. Tucking the toes under, coming into our downward dog position. Letting the head go. Reaching with the hands, letting go of the legs. Having a little bit of an S to C moment maybe. Just moving the spine from S to C to loosen it up. Remember, we want the spine to feel loose. And we bring that to stillness. Again, just trying to relax. Let go of the jaw, the head. And it's the upside down as we want here. So the more comfortable we are, the better. And then whatever leg came back first, it'll be that leg that swings forward. Leaning in. Pushing the floor away, letting the leg stand, be left behind as you get deeper and deeper in. Engaging the core as you come up. And then breathing in and reaching up. Bring the hands to the ground. So lean in, lean in, lean in. Lovely. And then bring this back leg forward. Forward bend, let the head go. Relax, hold on to the elbows. And if you wish, you can have another little ribcage rock here. If you know you're a bit tight in the diaphragm, it's always a nice idea. It only lasts a few seconds before you get a response, usually when you're stretching, but then letting the arms dangle, letting the jaw go, the head, release. And then we're gently, gently uncurling. Like a fern leaf, the head comes up last. Sits on top of the flagpole there. Find your feet. Bring the hands up, opening up, breathing in, lengthening, squeezing the adrenals. And then bringing the palms together and drawing this line down the center of the body. Oh. Now, hopefully you can feel the line. We've been practicing this one quite a lot recently, but you might need to draw it again, some of us. So feel free to draw it as many times as you can with the hands, so that you can stand and feel that line through the center of the body. And notice the feet either side of the line, the hands on the line, the jaw relaxing towards the line. And as you feel that line and you allow your thoughts and everything that's going on in life and around you to drift into the background and all your attention come to the body, to the line, to the feet, hands and face. Lovely. Great. So in class this week, we've been talking a little bit about how the cold makes us a little bit more groggy, a little bit more fuzzy-headed. That sort of feeling of wanting to hibernate in winter is often actually down to the fact that the lymphs sort of slow down a little bit. They really don't like the cold, which is why we rub them a lot, you know, when we're doing lymph work. So just a reminder that this one that we do, the side-to-side one, is a really quick, easy, not very time-consuming way of getting the lymphs going. Because when we're going from side to side, and then when we start to bend here and we do this little bounce, we've got the glands and the legs starting to pump through. We're looking from side to side, we're getting the spine warm. And then as we come and bring the arms up and we're reaching, we're stretching out in the underarm. So remember to reach so you get that underarm stretch. And then as we come down, and so we're literally pumping the two major gland centers, the ones in the groin and the underarm. And then we're moving the spine around and getting the heart rate up. So all in all, this is an excellent sort of get going in the morning, feel energized one. When we're done, we're going to lean and just feel the connections between the feet, the hands, and the shoulders and the neck. So this is like, just like that centering exercise, this is also really good for grounding. So we're going to rotate to look over one shoulder. Keep the pyramid lines nice and straight. Don't bend your elbows. Come back to the center. Turn the other way. Come back to the center. And again the other way. And just that one exercise with this added on, you know, has that capacity, the same capacity to really ground and center us and to get those lymphs going so you can feel that sort of sluggishness begin to ease. All right, so we're going to quickly go over what we did last week, so because we can't do calming without being de-stressed, right? So just a quick going over of the glands here. So coming down to the foot and giving this gland. And if you're able to do 2 at a time, by all means do 2 at a time, that's fine. If you need to do 1 at a time, that's also fine. But again, we're warming up this gland, giving it a little bit of pressure. We're milking it from the ankle up towards the calf muscle. And then once that's nice and warm, make sure that you cover it back up again. And then we're going to be standing, we're going to take a big step back onto the ball of the foot. Check that the ankle is straight. Don't let the ankle come down at an angle. And bend this front knee. And then try and bring that back heel down onto the floor. You'll feel that warm area stretching out and the calf. Which of course means that immediately we are consuming our cortisol, the stuff that we've just got rid of. It goes straight into the muscle and out. And then we'll swap. So we take a step forward, take a step back again, checking that you've got the ankle coming back straight. Bend the knee at the front and then work the ankle back to feel that calf really stretch out. Lovely. And then as we come back to standing, even already we can sort of stand and feel our feet spreading, relaxing, the calves, the shin, all of that really reducing a lot of the cortisol. Let's just come up and do the thigh before we forget. So the thigh often gets neglected. So you can hold on to something. It is a balance exercise. This is also really good for knees. So if you struggle with knees, and remember you're stretching more the more you bring the leg behind you, and then you might need the arm here to balance you out. But you could just be holding on to something and just doing the knee here, as long as you can feel the stretch in the thigh. Okay, then we'll swap sides. Again, grabbing hold of the foot, letting the knee go. Feeling that thigh stretch. Leaning in. You need to do more. Okay, so before we do any more, let's come to the adrenal glands. We found them last week quite easily, so just go over it quickly. You're going to follow up the bone of your pelvis until it finishes. Find the rib, the last rib, and the space between them, slightly out away from the back muscle. There's a little kind of dip. Once you've got the dip, we're doing a little bit of pressure into the dip, and we're looking up and back and squeezing the dip as we stretch the front of the body. And then we're just going to fold forward, just brief. It's not a big stretch. Let it drain a little bit down the back. And then we uncurl. And we do it again. Squeeze. Now just watch, because this could be like if you have a really lot of adrenaline, that can make you feel a little bit queasy. A bit like you've just had a shock. So you might only do 2. Or if it's okay to carry on, you might do 3. There's no right number. It's just what your body feels. Okay, so the last one, we're just going to dangle for a little while longer. And depending on how comfortable you are, you could start the rub here. If that's too uncomfortable in that position, just stand up and do it. It's quite advantageous though to have it, because the glands, to have it in forward bend, because the glands are still facing down, the mouth of the gland, so it's going to really beautifully drain. You can place the hands, nice hot water bottles, it feels lovely. And then as we reach for the feet and have a nice little stretch, feeling the calves, the hamstrings, letting go of the head. So just coming into the stretch a little bit more here. So if your knees are bent, try and straighten them a little bit to get more of a hamstring stretch. Let go of the head. Relax the jaw. We can, if you get tired of being in this pose, you can switch around. So you could just bring the hands in front of you and take a step back and come to downward dog instead. One advantage of downward dog is that if you can stretch one leg and lift the other, and this increases the blood flow, the speed of the blood flow, helping that consumption of adrenaline happen a little bit faster. One side. And you have 2 legs. You might just feel it's like, I experience this as like a cold feeling down the back. Relaxing the jaw. Literally when you've had enough, you can just drop and rest the head on the floor. Bring the feet by the sides. Yeah, bring the hands by the sides of the feet, sorry. Feel the weight of the arms. Feel how the legs are really letting go. And again, that's just a little 10 sort of minute, not even 10 minutes, little routine there for that consumption of the adrenaline and the cortisol. So not too hard, and yet it does a really, really good job. And then that now leaves us in a position to shift tact and come and do some Moro work. So the calming work's all in the diaphragm. So often I say, bring your left hand and we'll do the spleen rock. But today we're going to just switch up everything a little bit. So we're going to bring the hands to the rib cage and rock the rib cage side to side. Now we need to be sitting because you can do this. Okay, this is where I'm moving my bottom. Yeah, and feels like I'm moving my rib cage, where actually we want the lower half of the body to be completely still, and we want to rock just the rib cage. So you could be sitting on a chair, on the side of the sofa, on the floor, but so long as the pelvis is still and the rib cage is moving. And think of it as a ball in your hands, that your hands are tapping from side to side. They're moving it from side to side. Lovely. Oh, again, waiting for a response. That got me a little yawn there. So that's my little cue to stop. You might need to carry on a little bit. Next, we're going to rock it this way. So again, it's not quite a twist. And again, you want to feel that you are able to move the ribs. Now, this is a little bit harder. It's easy to move the shoulders, but much harder to actually get the ribs moving. So again, just think of, can I feel something moving between my hands? And you might feel that one rib goes easily, but the other one doesn't. All right, and then we bring that to stillness. Again, just seeing how it's warming up underneath the hands all the time. And then finally, we're going to put it all together. So this is the salsa move that we do, is actually all of those two put together. So you're kind of doing all the movements at once. And so we're rolling the shoulders. It's like we're drawing a circle with a pencil in our shoulders, but the shoulders are moving the ribs as well. So make sure that you can feel it further down. You can feel that warmth coming in one way. And often you get kind of a funny sound or a funny breath come in when we do this one. And again, do it in your own time, bring it to stillness, see how it feels. Again, just switching up what we do. Now, again, normally we do the pressure here where we press the diaphragm at the front. And we're going to do this press instead. So this is where we bring the hands to the edge of the ribs. Find the lower rib here. Okay. We take a breath in, look up. And as you breathe out, we fold forwards and we let the fingers tuck underneath the ribs as you breathe all the way out. And then we breathe in, we come up. Bring the fingers a little bit closer in, and as you breathe out, fold forwards again. Breathing in, we come up. The fingers come even closer forwards, and as you breathe out again. Now it's important that you breathe all the way out. Now when you come up from that, bring the hands across, just double check, does that feel really warm under there? Now, if it's not that warm, you might need to do it again. Okay, so 2 times, sometimes 3 it takes, depending on how tight it is. But when you're used to it, like you guys are now, you know, it's quite nice. And then you can just bring a little bit of a soother in, like a little spleen rock at the end, just to calm everything down. And hopefully you've got a really lovely, super warm diaphragm. And we know that that's the diaphragm being relaxed and having deeper breaths is what helps the vagus nerve switch on and make us feel calm. So we're going to now just give this area a bit of a stretch. So let's just bring the hands behind. Roll the shoulder blades together. Now remember, sometimes we bring our hands here to the breastbone and we pull them open. That's the feeling that you want to have as you look up and back and roll the shoulder blades together. And then breathe into that diaphragm. Big, long breaths. And you'll feel that the diaphragm area actually feels quite nice. But the shoulders and the breastbone feel a little bit tighter, which they would be, of course, because we haven't warmed them up. A little push through the hands gets a little bit of an extra stretch. A little lengthening of the spine with the breath gets a little bit of an extra stretch. Now to come out of this safely, drop the breastbone first, roll the head forwards. Slight little C shape there. Just take a breath and let that percolate as we stretch. Feel quite a lot of change. So we're going to go now to the side of the body, okay? So there's a diaphragmatic connection here at the side of the rib that we can often feel. We're doing simple exercises first so that we can work a bit harder afterwards, so you can feel the bits that we want to stretch. So as I do this sideward bend, I'm going to bend the elbow until I feel that rib cage area stretching. Then when I bring the arm up and I get pulled, remember the sack of potato stays on the floor, and I breathe into this area here, I can really feel that attachment where, and it comes right up the back of the arm. And this is where we can feel there is a connection between frozen shoulder and the diaphragm. And if it's tight, remember you can give yourself a little bit in situ rock. Just a tiny, tiny side to side. Just a deep breath. And reach up as you come out. As we go over to the other side, we bend the elbow. Feel your sack of potatoes stay on the floor, reaching, breathing. Opening out. With the breath, stretching as much as you can. Again, a little in situ rock to target that area that we can feel nice and tight is really helpful. So it's a rib cage rock, like the spleen rock. Lovely. And up we go. Lovely. Just seeing how that feels again. Let it percolate a little bit. Definitely the breath widening, expansive compared to what it was before. Okay, easy twist. Opposite hand to opposite knee, looking over the shoulder. Again, we're going to target that area. We can feel it there. And again, if we want to, we can give that little tiny spleen rock imitation, targeting that tight area. And then looking over the shoulder, breathing in. Moving from one side. Again, as you rotate towards the other side, again, identify this is where we're trying to get to the diaphragm, give it as much love and attention and release as possible. A little bit of a rock here. And then we come back to the center and just feel here how that is. Okay, so just these little moments that we have where we're kind of tuning into what the new feeling is are the ones we want to remember. So, you know, I often go, let go of your legs. That's how your legs feel relaxed. This is how the diaphragm feels relaxed. So the more we tune into that feeling, the more we can conjure it up later. Okay, so let's increase the stretch a little bit. Let's deepen the stretches for the diaphragm a little bit. So let's come to the front of the body. We're going to do a bow pose, which we kind of prepared for a little bit earlier when we stretched out the thighs, but we'll probably need to stretch the thighs a little bit more. So just grabbing hold of the feet. Now, if you can't reach your feet, you can reach your trousers, and you can put a strap around your feet and hold on to the strap. A tie will do, in an old tie. And so we're just giving ourselves time to stretch out those thigh muscles. Now that means releasing the legs. Think, let go of the legs. Think heavy sack of potatoes and the spine feeling loose and free. Once we've done that, we're going to roll the shoulders together just like we did earlier. And we're going to push the feet away from us. And then we're going to take a breath in. And at that point, we're going to feel that diaphragm really stretch, come down on the out breath. And again, you can do as many as you wish. Each time, hopefully getting a little bit easier. As you know, 3 is my magic number, but you might want to do more. And when you're done, we definitely need to counterpose that. So push through and release. Maybe a powerful child first to let go in the arms a bit and feel the diaphragm. Might need to give it a rock here, just like we do in the sun salutation. But then sitting back and bringing the hands by the feet and just relaxing here. I'm just seeing that deep input into that lovely warm diaphragm. Great. All right, so let's come up to do another stronger sideward bend. So a little bit of legs here, a little bit of psoas, which we haven't done much of yet. So it's our opportunity to do a bit of psoas. So we can do tick-tock, 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 a little bit here. Now, I quite like using my hands for tick-tock in this position because it just really keeps reminding me, let go, let go, let go, let go, over and over again. So I've got that sack of potatoes feeling when I stop. All right, we're going to turn to face one leg. Slide the arm down and just try to lean so we get that sideward bend. Now, immediately the psoas is going to come with you, so you're going to drop that leg back down. We're going to turn, place the head on top of the flagpole to sort of look at the ceiling or thereabouts. And then we're going to bring this arm. Now, this is where the side bend really comes in. And so we're reaching and reaching. Now, ultimately, you want to be able to reach your toes. That's kind of where you're aiming for. But you can't, you won't be able to do that properly if your hip comes off the floor. So you've got to still work on letting go of your sack of potatoes. So I'm almost there, but not quite, because as soon as I go too far, my hip comes off the ground. And then as I use this arm on the floor to rotate and look at the ceiling, I bring in that side bend there, right where the joint is with the diaphragm, and I breathe into it. And again, a bit tricky to rock here, but I can imagine it. And the more I imagine it, the more I'm able to learn to come out of this safely, lift the arm, and like a winch, pick yourself up with the hand. Right, and then we're going to go the other way. So you've got to feel that real difference between the two sides there. And then we're going to turn to face the other leg. Slide the hand down. Leaning over, working on this bit first. Let the leg go, turn. Make sure the head is in a comfortable place on top of the flagpole first. Then we bring the arm over. And as you reach towards those toes, and we're breathing and opening the side of the body, finding that place, remembering how nice it is to sometimes rock in situ. A bit tricky here, but we can still imagine it. Put down that hip, put it down. And again, reaching up to come out. All right, let's cross the legs and give ourselves a little circle time. So just circling the pelvis first, being a bit of aware of that because we've done a lot of psoas in that last pose, so that will free up this movement. And hopefully the diaphragm's still warm. I've got my hand on my breast here, just so that I can picture this movement, and out of the corner of my eye, just below the vision of my eye, I know that this breastbone is moving too. And then one side and then the other. Lovely. And I'll just bring all of those circles to stillness. Relax, engage your core, let go of your legs, breathe. Again, feeling that expansiveness of the breath as it changes from being shallow to being deep. Okay. So the next, there's another reflex that really affects the Moro when it gets tight, and that's this STNR one. So we're not going to do the whole thing because we don't have time, but most of us here know it. So we've got one hand in front of the breastbone, one hand behind, and we're rocking now from miniature S to miniature C here to help release. So one of the things that this does is helps release the back attachment of the diaphragm, the bit that's attached to the spine on the inside, which is impossible to get to massage, even to stretch, it's really hard. So this is a really nice exercise that helps let that go. So rocking, rocking, isolating the movement to just below the hand. So the rest of the pelvis is moving, but not deliberately. Yeah. Only movement that you're focusing on. You can feel it beneath your hands. Feel what's happening between your hands. Is that area moving? Is it rocking? Is it becoming looser? Oh, when we bring that to still now, don't overdo this one because it's one of those ones that can make you feel quite nauseous quite quickly. When you bring it to stillness again, just noticing the effects. Take a nice deep breath. Again, you can see how it's kind of really connected to that diaphragm there. All right, so we're going to come in to do a lovely twist. So slightly different twist than normal. We're going to try and really get into that diaphragm. So we've got one leg straight and one leg over. Opposite hand to opposite knee. But you obviously can bring the elbow right over as well if you can get round. Relax the legs, let them go. And now you can sort of start to use the arms to leverage that rib cage right round. And then breathe. Oh, notice, oh my goodness, the diaphragm's getting a really big stretch. It makes it slightly trickier to breathe. But luckily you've got tricks up your sleeve. You know that you could do a miniature little rock here, or at least imagine, or an S to C, or both. One after the other. See which one it is that needs to be loosened, and then notice, oh, look at that. Diaphragm relaxes and we can get much further out. Around. Take your time. If something really deep is releasing, by all means stay as long as you need to. You know what to do. It's exactly the same on the other side. So listening to your own body. And then we're going to come and do the same thing. So just checking where you want to put your arm. Feeling that, oh, initial turn, oh, quite stiff. Maybe doing a tiny little bit of a rocky move, forward and back, S to C, or rib cage rock, or both. Feeling that nice warm diaphragm. So good. We can circle again after that. And just really feeling how now as we circle, we're much more aware of that whole breastbone area. Oh, and it really needs a bit of soothing as well. So very, very strong diaphragmatic stretch, that one, when it's done. And of course you could, you know, be rocking a little bit, soothing it however you want. Salsa dancing is a really good one after that. Okay. All right. So just a little pause here before we go onto the floor to just acknowledge this place. Very underrated place, this. This is the place where we've got rid of our stress hormones. We are calmer, but we haven't yet triggered the happy hormones. We're kind of in balance, as I like to call it. Now, this is our best optimum functioning state during the day, right? So we don't want to be too relaxed and not wanting to do anything, and we don't want to be too adrenaline filled. We want to be somewhere where we are chilled and relaxed, but we can still function. And often we're very bipolar in our thinking, often, in that we think like we're either got to be really, really relaxed and we have our relaxing moments, or we're really, really stressed all the time. What we need to remember actually is that where we really want to be is the middle way. Yeah, we want to be in this place where, yes, my body feels relaxed, but I can still get on with my day in a relaxed way. I can go hoover in a relaxed way. I can go shopping in my relaxed way. I can do whatever it is I need to do with my children in a relaxed way. And I'm not too tired or feeling too groggy after a deep relaxation. So sometimes in terms of yoga practice, you know, we might do like 10 minutes here in the morning and another 10 minutes a bit later on, and then stay in this optimum state and then finish off all the deep relaxation stuff at the end of the day, so that we can go to sleep better. And that's why this finishing sequence that we do here is the one that gets us the hormones and our relaxin and our serotonin and our dopamine and all our happy hormones, because the heart is above the head. So we're going to do a couple of different things, some from last week. So bringing the arms up and over. To open these underarms is a really good idea, because they've got a nice little stretch in the underarms. It's going to help pump the lymphatic system. We're going to come up into our bridge pose. Now, another option, depending on your adrenal glands, is to have the thumbs here, and to give them another little massage if they need it, and a little squeeze. But here we've got the adrenal glands and the heart above the head, which is what is going to trigger those happy hormones. But then we're going to do a couple of these. So we're going to squeeze the knees and open up the adrenal glands. And then we're going to bring the arms up and over. This is what we did last week. Here we're stretching out under the arms, we're squeezing the adrenal glands. And literally, as we bring the arms over, we're closing the underarms and we're squeezing the groin as well. And so we can do a few of these, just to pump the system, just to make sure that the final, bits of cortisol, adrenaline are all nicely consumed. And again, I get this cold feeling, and that's how I know that I'm getting that adrenal gland. You might get tingling. But then at the last one, I'm going to stay up here for a little while. And I can reach my arms if I want to get a nice stretch in the underarms too. Feeling as if that golden nectar is pouring into my shoulders, so I can relax the jaw, let go of the head. Lovely. As I roll down, remember that you can reach and rock your way down. And especially here, you might find that attachment at the back of the diaphragm a little bit tight, where that pin is at the top of the back. So you're just going to give it an extra little bit of time to rock. Now I'm going to go backwards a little bit because I forgot something. So let's just bring the legs back up in the air. So I just wanted to also remind you that having your feet up in the air, so if you've got little kids, you know, you could be reading your bedtime story with all of you with your feet up in the air. And by the time 10 minutes has gone by, honestly, they're going to sleep so well and so quickly, and you are going to feel much more relaxed. You can also squeeze and release the gland in the heel. While you're here, you can circle the wrists. You can play about with the legs if you want to, you know, if you feel like, oh, I need to consume some of that cortisol still, you know, you're feeling that jitteriness at the end of the day and you haven't done anything else. You could be just cycling away, consuming some of that. You could be stretching it, opening the legs out wide. So many things that we do with the legs up in the air. This is hamstring and psoas at the same time, such a good stretch. You could be just grabbing hold of the feet and doing a lovely on the wall cobbler pose. And if all of that is too much, just sitting here with the knees and hugging them. The legs are still above the heart here. So up to you what you do and how you do it and how long, but I do recommend it's like 10, 15, sometimes 20 minutes, depending on the kind of day that you've had, with the feet up. And of course, if you're going to do it for that long, it can be up against a chair, the sofa, or the wall. You could just be reading. You don't have to do any stretching at all. Okay, let's bring the feet back down, bring the arms back up, and then bring all of that blood now to flow down the torso. Tuck the chin in. And just holding it, holding it, holding it. A little squeeze of the adrenal glands. Relax the jaw, the shoulders. Feeling it all flowing to the shoulder joints, the thyroid getting flooded here. So relax your jaw, let go in the throat. And then we'll bring the hands beneath us, so that when we roll down now, and we sit on the hands and straighten the legs, we can go straight into our fish pose. And all of that rich blood that was in the thyroid and the neck will now flow into the brain. And this is what's going to trigger that amygdala to calm down, the pineal gland to know to release. Again, the longer we hold it for, the better. And then we're going to roll the head down, tuck the chin in, release the hands out from underneath you, and just notice that little shower. A little shower of happy hormones all the way down to the toes. So we're not quite done yet. We still need to do our little twist. So we're going to do this one with which the legs are a little bit above the heart again. I'm crossing the ankles just because it makes it easier to reach the hands for me. And then the other arm is straight. And I'm going to use this hand on the knee to rotate us round. Looking over the shoulder. And we've got a lovely twist up the spine. Now again, last chance really to get to the diaphragm here. If it's tight still, you can give it a little rock. Use the hand on the knee. Just gently ribcage rock. Nice deep breath. Again, coming up. Using the other hand to again guide those legs over, the arm out. Releasing, letting go. Little rock. As we come around to the front again, just checking how the body is. We can feel that sort of relaxation coming in because of those happy hormones, but we're not quite done with the nervous system yet. We still need to give it a little bit of a rock to trigger utterly and completely the system into relaxation. So knee bend rock, obviously one of the favorites for this. Feeling the body completely like a blob of jelly, feet gently rocking. Feels like almost every cell in the body lining up to rock in this way. Relax the jaw, the face. Let every part of you rock to this rhythm. Listening out. Once there's a deeper breath or yawn, and you need to bring it to all to stillness and to observe. Oh, what's happening? What is this relaxation mode? What does it feel like? Now, for some of us, the rocking side to side works a little bit better. So these are all options. You could just lie there for now and get yourself covered up if you're ready. But for some of us, we want to try this one with the feet together, the knees together, where we rock the legs slightly side to side, just like a bottom roll. It's a little rock. It's called the rope, those of you that know it. And we've got the hands on the ribs, and we're rocking the ribs as well. As the rope starts to rock all the way to the end of the neck, the head, like the end of the rope, just doing its own thing. So we've got this side to side rock going all the way up from the tail where the hand is on the rope, rocking us side to side. Like I said, depending on our makeup, which one we like more. And of course, you might still have a favorite, another one that you want to do. And just listening out, release. Final option, which is quite a nice one if you're Moro, is to have the hand to go onto your side and have the hand here and to rock sideways. Again, like I said, it really depends on your makeup, which one you prefer. And you might like to try all of them and find out which one you prefer. After all, they just take a minute or so each one, so it's not particularly long. And just bring it to stillness. Just noticing how it feels. And then gently rolling over or into a position that you want to relax in. Making sure that you're nicely covered up and warm. We work our way into a place for relaxation. So just allowing yourself into a nice comfortable place. You can just begin to be aware of your breathing, your body position, just choosing a comfortable, a little bit, maybe 10% more comfortable position for you. Just feeling the depth of your breath, how much deeper it is, how much more connected we are to our breathing. And today's relaxation is going to be a rotation relaxation. This is where we go through the body in a systematic way, just noticing each part. And every time our attention falls on this part, it will automatically, without you having to do anything, just relax. So bring your awareness now to your right thumb. Just feeling that right thumb, bringing it into your awareness. First finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger. Notice the palm of the hand and the back of the hand, the wrist. Let your awareness travel up through the lower arm and elbow, through the upper arm and shoulder. And as your awareness comes into the breastbone and the ribs, notice the nice warm diaphragm there on that right hand side. Let your attention travel down through the right pelvis and hip, all the way down the leg to land on the right big toe. Feeling the right big toe, first toe, second toe, third toe and little toe. Noticing the sole of the foot, the top of the foot, the ankle. Letting your awareness travel up through the calf and the shin and the knees, into the thigh, the front, back and sides, your attention traveling all the way up to the hip. Just aware of the hip joint, feeling the right buttock and the back, all the way up the back to the shoulder blade and into the shoulder and neck and the side of the face. So you're aware of your right ear, the right area around the right eye, the forehead, the cheek, the right cheek, and the right side of your jaw. So you can feel the whole of your right side of the body. Just noticing the whole of your right side of your body. And then bring your attention to your left thumb. Noticing the left thumb, first finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist. Let your attention travel up through the lower arm and elbow, through the upper arm and shoulder, through the left breastbone and the left side of your waist, the left side of your pelvis, down through the leg, all the way to your left big toe. Notice your left big toe, really feel it. First toe, second toe, third toe, little toe. Sole of the foot, top of the foot, ankle. Allow your awareness to travel up through the left calf and shin, through the left knee, through the thigh, front, back and sides, all the way up to the left hip and the left buttock, up through the left side of your back to the left shoulder blade, through the shoulder to the left side of your throat and neck, and into the left side of the face, the left ear, around the left eye and forehead and temple, the left cheek, the left side of your jaw, so that you can feel the whole of the left side of your face and the whole of the left side of your body, all the way down to the left toes and the left side fingertips. And so we're aware of the whole of the left side of our body. And now noticing again the right side of the face, the right side of the torso, all the way down through the legs and Arms to the left, fingertips and toes. Right side of the body. Feeling the right side of the body. And now feeling the left side of your body. Whole of the left side of the body. Right side of your body. And left side of your body. And now bringing both sides together into one hole through the middle line. So you can feel the whole of your body. And as you breathe in, you'll just have this awareness of the whole of your body. And as you breathe out, notice the floor beneath you. Feel the floor come up to meet you, holding you up. There's nothing that you have to do. So you breathe in and you're aware of the whole body. Breathing out, letting go into the ground. Feeling the floor hold you up. And so at some point, seeing if you can feel the two feelings at the same time. The awareness of the whole body and the letting go into the ground felt simultaneously. Feeling the whole of the body in one breath. Letting go on the out breath. And every now and again, able to feel them simultaneously. Just allowing yourself the amount of time that you need to relax. I'm just going to gently say goodbye.